So I'm going to start this video off with a little pop quiz for you. What are the similarities between these three blocks of stropping compound? Well, obviously, they're all green, and they're the wax bar variants. But that's really where the similarities stop. The common misconception that I'm seeing for a lot of people is that green means one grit. Each one of these actually has a different level of abrasiveness to it. So starting off with this is from Beavercraft, and they claim it to be about 7 micron or 3000 grit. So that is a decent amount more than most of your like sharpening stones and whatnot. But this next one right here is from Bark River, and they say that this is about 3.5 microns or 6000 grit. So you can already see there is a difference between this one. This one is twice as fine as the Beavercraft one. And then this one right here is made by Veritas, and they claim that this is a 0.5 micron or equivalent to 50,000 grit. That's right, 50K grit. So these are massively different levels of coarseness to each one of them. Now what I'm trying to show here is that just because it's green doesn't mean that it's one level of abrasiveness. Each company is going to have their own different grit level or different micron level for each of their products here. And that doesn't always translate to like going to paste. Like for this one right here, this is one of the ones I found online. I believe it's made by 7 Degrees North. It's a stropping compound paste. You can put it on your strop. This one is very similar to the Veritas one over here, where it's about 50,000 grit. And then its counterpart, which is the white one, is about 9,000 grit. So the white one is coarser than the green one in this case. And then you have this paste right here, which is, it's just one of the regular ones I found online. It's green and it's up to 1 micron. So this one is actually between these two guys. So you really have to pay attention to what you're getting here. And it's kind of hard to also go around and find all the different types of compound and compare them to each other because they're all on different websites. So what I actually did is on my website, Carving is Fun, we'll have a bunch of the more popular compounds, whether it be the wax bars, different different pastes, or even the abrasive powder. Like this is the aluminum oxide abrasive powder. Now, for a lot of you who just found this video and are trying to figure out what they need to get, let's make it easy for you. You don't need a wide variety. Matter of fact, all you're really going to need is just one type of stropping compound. And usually most people will stick to a green version. It's one of the more common colors that you'll see, but I don't recommend, especially for beginners, to get the Veritas one with the very, very fine grit. Not unless you have you're experienced sharpening knives and you have a multi-tier sharpening system that you will work your way to 50,000 grit or 0.5 micron. You don't want to go from 800 grit to a 50,000 grit sharpening system. You're going to literally see nothing, and it's going to take you forever to get to where you need. So here's what I recommend. For a lot of you watching this channel, you are wood carvers or whittlers, and you're going to probably want something to whittle your knife with, or not whittle your knife with, sharpen your knife with. So for you guys, I do highly recommend picking up like Beavercraft's or Flexcut's stropping compound. Flexcut's yellow stropping compound I feel is very similar to the Beavercraft green. Just stick with one color and it'll make your life so much easier. So use the Beavercraft one, you'll be fine just doing that, no problem right there. If you want to get the Bark River one, you can do that. Keep in mind Bark River also sells them in a 3-step process. So they have black, which is about 3,000 grit, and then it goes to the green, which is 6,000 grit, and then they have white, which is about 12,000 grit. So it goes in this level, black, green, white, and level of abrasiveness. But really, going to be honest, just stick with the green 6,000 grit, and you're going to be more than fine. You're going to also see a bunch of other kits out there. I conveniently spilled this one right now, but it's going to come with like several different colors in there. Just pay attention to what you're buying. Like this one right here has a different, I'm going to put it right there, I think you can read it. Yeah, it has different levels of coarseness, and keep in mind not all of these are meant for metal. So the black one's going to be very coarse, and the light blue in this case is going to be very, very fine. That's just this kit. Each one of these are going to be different. You're going to experience a lot of variations if you go from company to company trying to figure out which color to use. So like I said, stick with one color and one style. For beginners, I would not necessarily do the paste stuff. This stuff gets very messy very fast. Like it's basically like putting goop on stuff. So I would not recommend beginners starting off with the pastes or even the powder. The powder is very messy. They do recommend to use the powder on a leather strop or like a special hone strop. Like this is, I think they were calling like their synthetic strop or something like that, but it's just like a flat piece of wood that you put a pinch or two of the powder on, and then you strop it like normal. But just use a regular wax block, put it on your leather strop, and just strop away with it like that. You don't need anything too terribly fancy. If you're going Flexcut, Flexcut yellow is just as good as the Beavercraft green. I use them interchangeably. Personally, I do personally like the green one just because it's easier to work with than compared to the Flexcut version. The Flexcut one feels a little bit harder. The green feels like it's more like a crayon. It's easier to apply. So I do recommend going that way. If you really do want to get like that super fine edge, like really get in there with honing that edge, and you're gonna want like a multi-tier system. You're like in this case it'll be black, green, white, and then go and get another green, which is a much finer version. So make sure if you're working to a higher or to a finer version of the stropping compound, you're going to want to work your way down to it. Don't just go jumping from your stone to a super fine stropping compound. You're literally not going to see any difference. It's going to be, it'll feel like a waste of time. And if you guys found the video helpful, go ahead and hit the like button. I have a couple of videos here showing you how to apply the stropping compound, so leather strop, at least how I like to do it. And if you ever feel like removing it, I have another video there showing you how to do that as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and hope you have yourself a great day.